All right, guys, let's check out this obstacle. This is a great balance beam. Balance beams are awesome in developing actual control and finding the perfect balance between speed and balance, and also teaching you how to readjust your balance if you're coming slightly off your line. So this is a wonderful obstacle. You don't need to make something so elaborate. You can make something much simpler by just taking a board and laying it straight on the ground. The way this is, it's maybe a little harder. It's a little harder to get off, although it's not very hard. And then the kind of angles on the ends makes it just a little bit more challenging, but really fun. This is 30 feet, which is a really good length. I would say 20 is probably the minimum. 30 is probably a good distance. If you can afford to have longer, I would do longer. You're going to need a fair amount of space for run out, so you get nice and square. But yeah, great obstacle. Yeah, so let me show you guys how I ride it and kind of what I do to get on safely and get off safely. Once you figure out how to get on and off, it's actually a really safe obstacle. I think I've only crashed on this like one time, and I was completely not paying attention. Yeah, great obstacle. Yeah, let's take a closer look. Couple things to keep in mind. You want to be on the balls of your feet with your back flat, your butt out, and your head forward, up over your front fender. Nothing too aggressive, but you want to definitely weight that front tire because that's what's going to guide you. You want to look maybe about 8 feet forward, not too far, not too close, and that'll help steer the bike straight down the beam. As you ride the beam, you want to find a nice even pace where you're not going too fast and you're not going too slow. If you go too slow, your balance will become difficult to balance, and if you go too fast, you'll just be out of control. So you have to really gauge your speed. Try to make little minor corrections to keep the bike going straight. If you feel like you can't make it, just relax, lean back, and wheelie off the beam. I can't emphasize enough, you need to be able to be loose at your hips to be able to make adjustments and shift the bike under you if you need to make a correction on the beam. Do not ride this in a tense or stiff manner. It just won't go well for you. So I wanted to share some more comments on this balance beam. You know, at first sight, if you've never ridden a balance beam, something like this can look kind of sketchy and potentially dangerous and ridiculous, and it really isn't. I mean, this balance beam is something that I've kind of worked up to, and I can ride this totally in a total safe manner. I mean, I'm not one bit worried about my safety when I ride this. I know exactly what I need to do to get on. I know exactly what I need to do to get off. And I think the secret to getting off safely is just stay on your bike. Like if you feel like you're going to go off the balance beam, just wait, relax, put your weight back and wheelie off. And it's super safe if you do that. If you panic and you try to do something strange and put your foot down, you're going to go over. So this balance beam teaches you balance, it teaches you control, but it also teaches you how to just stay calm. Just stay calm. If you need to make a correction, make a correction. And if the correction is not going to be big enough to keep you in line with the beam, then just lean back and wheelie off. Keep your feet on the pegs and just ride it out. And I think that's a super important lesson to learn. I think more often than not, especially at really slow speeds, you're much better off keeping your feet on the pegs and just riding it out and finding a good kind of exit to a safer line. And that's exactly what a balance beam like these teaches you. It's such a good tool. It just gives you that confidence to be like, I'm going to stay on the pegs, I'm going to get off in a safe way, and I'm going to go try it again. And that's the one of the key learnings. I think when you're a novice rider, what you want to do is just like remove yourself from the motorcycle and jump off the pegs or put a foot down, and that's certainly not going to work on something like this. So it helps kind of break that habit of just staying calm and keeping your feet on the pegs and riding it out. So highly recommended if you guys can build something like this. Start with lumber on the ground, and then you can make it longer, you can make it narrower, you can make it higher. Like I'm at a point where I actually want to make this higher and longer. I don't know what higher would accomplish other than looking kind of cool, but longer is definitely nice because you can just continue to maintain your balance and control. So yeah, I actually kind of, maybe I'll build a thinner one. I think a thinner one would be fun too. So, all right, guys, hope you enjoyed that little clip, and we'll see you guys next time.